Welcome back, folks. I'm MTG Joe. Apologies for those who are tuning in. Arena decided to crash. So we are playing Best of One Simic Food. This is my take on it. I know everyone's probably sick of this deck, but it's 2 days left before the turnover on Arena, and I'm close to the top 1200, so I wanted to make a push for it. Pretty stock list. It is your basic Simic Food deck. I'm playing Vivien in it. I like her -3 fight ability, and the +1/1 counters can help close out a game quick. One Voracious Hydra main, a couple Brazen Borrowers, everything else is pretty stock. Vivien also allows us to have a sideboard to fetch for. So just a couple like situationally good cards that we can bring in. Ceratops, Agent Steal stuff if we need to gain life with Kraul Harpooners. So a couple options there to play out the deck. So we are currently 1481, so we will give it a shot. See how we're doing. We just bet a Sultai control deck that got the match got cut from Arena, kind of crapping out. So we will be back with more budget lists. I apologize, I haven't been putting out as much content this last week. I had some family come from out of town. So we will get back to the budget lists in about a day or two. This hand is a bit of a trap, so we'll mulligan. This hand's much better, so we'll keep. Probably put. Let's put a forest back. A little riskier, but we are without blue, so we are hoping this goose survives the turn. That seems like no shock, no shock, no shock. Damn it. Okay, so Paradise Druid just in time. So Gruul's kind of an iffy matchup because we have a lot of Wicked Wolves. We're a little bit better positioned. Also getting a pretty quick Oko out is useful. Ideally, if we could hit a land here, we're in a pretty good spot. Spellbreaker here is a little annoying. That's unfortunate. Like, do we go for this for one? I think we just make a food token this turn. Pass turn. It's a little annoying. We passed on the land in the mull. Really needed a land drop there. Yeah. Questing Beasts. The stumble there hurts. So they're going to throw everything at Oko's, my guess. So that's 7. I'm just going to take the trade here. That's just, like, Oko's going to die anyways. If we don't draw land, then we're dead here. Yep. Alright. That was a terrible draw. We would have been okay if they didn't have the shock on one, but that's how it goes sometimes in Best of One. So the reason I'm playing this deck Best of One is I got tired of playing the lengthy Simic mirrors in Best of 3. It gives you a little bit more variance, but it is an easier way to kind of power through. It can usually get through quite a few number of games. Probably keep this hand. Opponent goes first. If we can turn 3 Questing Beast, turn 4 Vivien. It's a pretty good spot. Not really excited to see more lands. So next turn I'll probably just play the forest out so we can make another food with the goose. Unlikely they're playing Dismember. So just pass turn. We have Once Upon a Time. Can help us dig. Looking for Fight Wolf here. This looks like mono black aggro. I'm happy if they spend the whole turn pumping this. Okay, so this might be Spawn of Mayhem. Yeah. It's a little rough. More Geese is... I could block Spawn. So we'll go Questing Beast here. Thanks for the host, Sausage Duden. So they take the trade here. Probably okay for us. I can Vivien next turn. Just make the Goose bigger to block. Our hand's not the best, so even if they just drill bit, they just take a Vivien. I've had some awkward draws. Okay, so I like Priest here. I think we gotta fight the Knight of Eben Legion. No attacks. Knight presents more of an issue. Yeah, so they do get their opening there. Brazen Borrower is pretty good. So let's just go offensive Goose. Come on, Arena. So next turn we can bounce what they do and play out a Brazen Borrower and then counter it up. These having flying is pretty reasonable. Even with this with Priest. Not the most value they get. Two mana. Okay, so they have the reverse, so I'm gonna bounce the Priest. Yeah, probably still bounce the Priest. Or actually, we can just fight it. And then kind of want to keep Vivien, so we're just gonna hold up Brazen Borrower. There's more utility in keeping Vivien right now in this board state. So I can bounce the token. So we'll block that. They do get a card draw out of this. Flash this in. Okay, that lets us... So Brazen Borrower, this is part of the reason why I like Vivien in this deck. It lets us go over the top. Just refill our hand here. Lack of action. Just give me a second to turn on the light. Alright, took about... Usually these Priest decks have a hard time The fact they have the Spawn of Mayhem usually is a little bit better for the matchup, but if it's just traditional like a Yara Aristocrats, then it tends to struggle a bit to deal with it. I played a lot of the Rakdos Sacrifice deck, and Questing Beast is usually something that's a little bit difficult to combat. So thanks for those tuning in. We are playing Best of 1 Simic Food. We were about 1300. We lost one, dropped to the 99th percentile, just seeing if we can rank up a bit. This is a fantastic draw. So we once upon a time, before playing out the Goose, we play Goose this turn. If they don't have an answer, we go Oko into Wicked Wolf, and then we laugh maniacally. Yeah, so we are in a fantastic spot. They do still have an option. So if this is a Grixis deck, they can have Angrass Rampage to deal with Oko. Mardu. So this is likely Knights. So just gonna preemptively make the food token. This lets us fight the Smitten. And now we're off to the races. So we get an untapped land, we can Nissa next turn. If not, we can either exchange with one of their creatures. Yeah, so we're gonna likely steal this Knight of Eben Legion. So let's go. Ah, perfect. Ah, that's the only thing. So we can't steal. Let's attack in first, see if they do any blocks. So I'm going to take the Knight of Eben Legion only because it can get bigger and with the Death Touch is relevant. I'm holding this up because with Gilded Goose I can make a food token to protect Wicked Wolf if need be. It's not enough for Embercleave. See if they get aggressive at all. They don't. Okay, so we have Krasis here. So I do think here we just upgrade this Knight maybe. This draws them cards. So maybe that's the play, just shrink it down a bit. Just double up this turn. I'm not gonna attack this turn. We'll just hold it up. We're just setting up for a big Krasis next turn and then we can go over the top. We're in a comfortable position, so there's no sense of overexerting our position. Alright, took them down. They had an opening with Embercleave there, so you do want to be mindful when overextending. They had 8 power there, so or 4 power with Ember Cleave would have become 10 damage that they could have got in. Alrighty, so what are we at? 1366. Another win should take us close to there. Ideally just trying to get to about 1,000. Just grind it out a little bit more. This is another good hand. Turn 3 Questing Beast. So I do like to lead on once in case we get the Goose. I also don't mind the Scry this turn. Kind of got rid of a lot of lands off the top. So this is blue-white flyers. So Questing Beast is very good in this matchup usually. Well, this might be White Weenie. Mono white life gain. Arena has been glitchy. So in this matchup, we're trying to race them. Law Rune's actually pretty good. So I may have to... This can tap down Questing Beast. Probably it. That seems very aggressive. So just setting up the bird. Because this can tap down Questing Beast, we will make it into a 3/3. This allows us to pretty much block anything they have. They can be distracted with Oko. Is this abilities as well? Yeah, so we need to be mindful with the ability that it costs 1. Second Law Rune. If they use a pump spell, it's not the end of the world. Okay, so we have Once Upon a Time. Here, let's attack in with Questing Beast first before making it into a 3/3. Let's see what we draw. Okay, we got Brazen Borrower. So I think based on that, we make an Elk. And we just return this now before they get to be able to untap with it. And we're really just trying to tax them out. So Johnny's a little troublesome. And now it gets out of range. So I can make a food token, can't quite fight it. So let's attack in with Questing Beast, see if they want to take the trade. Which they do, which is great for us. Here. Still think we fight this Law Rune. Just end the turn. So I think we have to pay the 1 for the activated here. I'm going to steal this Logrin Enforcer next turn. Or I might just steal the Healer Hawk. Start pinging him in. Because we can Questing Beast, swap this, take the Logrin, and then they can't block. Like, I guess a Johnny's not bad because it gets the counters on it even if it becomes elked. Opponent's thinking about it. I still think they need to ban Oko. We got this out on turn 2 and the opponent's been basically just playing from behind. So they could gain a lot of life. So we'll probably steal this then. Alright, well that makes it a lot worse. So let's gain control of Tithe Taker just because it's 2 bodies. Been dealing a lot of damage to them, but they have been recovering pretty nicely. Forgot about the Loxodon. So they can pump through a bit of damage. I think we just block here. Keep Oko alive. Okay, so I want to get rid of the flying.
Let's broaden your existence.
Let's try to draw something here. Okay, that's good for the following turn. This deck's actually not too bad. Them getting their creatures out of Oko range is pretty relevant. We need to get rid of this Logrin. Just at being able to tap down our stuff. So here, I think we just take the double block. They'll kill one regardless, but takes a body off the battlefield. And then I mostly just want to make a food token so I can block profitably. So we're just going to do this, throw this out as a blocker, and just pass the turn. Really looking for another Krasis to just go over the top here, or a Vivien. We got the ground blocked up pretty well. They can get 2 damage in. I'm going to bring out Brazen Borrower next turn. Go after Oko. So we'll probably just shrink this into an elk. Okay, they got the Tribunal. My guess is Nissa. Okay, another lands, not the best. So we're just gonna do it like that. We can start blocking in the air. It's actually pretty good for them. Just gonna be aggressive with the plot upticking now. Them being green also turns off Lighten's ability to gain life. I don't want to make it into... actually, I can make it into an elk next turn. Or probably just do Law Rune, to be honest. Krasis would be good. We're still up on cards. Might have to try this deck out. Seems pretty budget too. Are you rare? Yeah. Ability on upkeep. What are you tapping down? My guess is they probably tap down one of our flyers. More force, not the best. Here. Probably because they can tap another thing down. Send them for 3 in the air. Let's just keep upticking. Castle Vantress, if we're going to draw lands, be fine. We need a Hydroid Krasis, something. So they can make tokens now once per turn. But that does turn them off being able to Law Rune Enforcer. Wicked Wolf Food is good. I would imagine if they draw another Conclave that they're going after Oko instead of Wicked Wolf, which would be good. It's been a pretty good match. Tap down. Okay, so they don't do that. So here, gonna make that. Let's see if they spend the mana to tap, which they do. So Goose can let us just start making food tokens every turn. Okay, they're just going to gain life. So that fogs us the turn. Got quite a few live draws, but need to hit one of them. Another Wicked Wolf would be good too, because right now this one's holding back a lot of these attackers from coming in. I'm going to just start turning these foods into 3/3s. We can also attack for 6 in the air each turn now. That's actually scary. Make a Pride Mate. Perfect. So here we need to shut this off now. Attack as such. So 2, 5, 6, 7, 8. So X6. This should hopefully draw us into some action, and then we can go from there. Perfect. Vivien can start either just making our stuff really big. So here I'm going to start fighting things actually. Just get this out of the way. If we can get their 4 toughness out of the way, then we can pump through a bunch of damage. I can get... Let's do this. Can I have you, please? You can stop gaining life. And now we just attack in with our flyers. We can make food tokens each turn. We're in a pretty solid spot. I think they're dead next turn regardless. Just give some of these ground attackers trample. Cool. Took them out. What does that take us to? 1248. So probably wrap this one up. Played a couple games, some interesting ones. See what we cracked out over here. Stone Coil. So like I said, if you do have any decks in particular, budget-wise, color schemes, anything like that you'd be interested in seeing, please do leave a comment below. After tomorrow, so Wednesday onwards, I'll be doing budget decks. We're close enough. There's 2 days left. Just want to see if we can make the push. Couple wins away. 12:49. I appreciate everyone for tuning in, and have a great rest of the day or evening wherever you are. Thanks for watching. Have a great one.